Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Kara Kurtz, and I am Coordinator of Business Development for both ASTA and NACSA, and I will be the organizer for today's presentation. We are happy to welcome today's presenter, Mr. Joe Eastep, Senior Director of Business Development with Oceania Cruises. He is a 10-year luxury cruise line veteran who oversees a team of 5 dedicated business development managers. Before we get started, I'd like to point out a few important features on your screen that will allow you to interact via the web with us today. We will be answering your questions at the end of this presentation. To ask a question, you will use your GoToWebinar pane. Near the bottom of this pane is an area that says Questions. If you click the arrow next to where it says Questions, it will open up a window pane. This is what you will use to communicate with us. If you are having trouble hearing this presentation, please make sure your speakers are turned on. If you are called in, try hanging up and dialing back in again. You can send me any technical issues via this questions pane, and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. Please note that all audience members are muted. We certainly want to hear from you, but we have so many people on the call that background noise would be prohibitive, and we want to ensure that everyone can hear the entire presentation. Finally, please note that this webinar is being recorded and will be available for your on-demand viewing pleasure on our NACSA YouTube channel by early next week. Now, without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce Joe.
Well, thank you very much, Karen, and good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us for the webinar. Pretty exciting things happening at Oceania Cruises here in 2018. For those of you that may not know, we are celebrating a big anniversary. We were founded back in 2003, so we are in our 15th year of business. Yay! Like I said, lots of exciting things happening in conjunction with our anniversary, as well as just our continual enhancements to the brand. So lots of updates to share with you today, so I'm going to jump right into things. Like Karen said, my name is Joe Eastep. I'm the Senior Director for Business Development. Which means that I oversee our inside sales team. We have a team of 5 business development managers that support our developing agencies and work directly with our regional sales and marketing directors, who many of you may already know. So I've been with the company since 2009, and like I said, we've experienced some tremendous growth over the past 15 years. Lots of exciting things throughout that time period. But as you do when you celebrate these big anniversaries, you don't look back and remember the years. It's really the moments, as you see there. And so that's really our theme this year for our seminar series that we're doing across the country, is looking at the moments that matter. And so we've been sharing a lot of those celebratory moments with our travel partners across the country over the last 6 months. So if you haven't been to one of our seminars, hopefully you can look forward to joining one either in the next couple of months or during our fall seminar series. But like I said, the theme really is the moments that matter. It's the little things that count, right? And the same thing rings true when you look at the experience that Oceania Cruises offers for your clients and our guests. What really drew me to the company back in 2009 was the company's commitment to a very strong foundation. And that foundation is really built on 3 pillars. The first is that we wanted to be a cruise line that was built around comfort. So when you look at the ships that we're operating, we have a fleet of 6 intimate and luxurious ships. Very residential feel to these vessels. We've worked with home designers, so it really is supposed to feel like your client's home away from home. The second thing that we wanted to stay true to was that this was a cruise line designed for travelers. The ships themselves are not the destination. And so we really pioneered this concept of giving our guests more time in port with evening extended departures or even overnight stays with multiple days in one port of call. By having smaller ships, we're also able to visit some more off the beaten path boutique ports of call, and again, keep our customers coming back again and again. But the real hallmark of the Oceania Cruises brand, what we're probably most known for, is that we serve the finest cuisine at sea. At the end of the day, that's where we hang our hat. If we're going to do one thing better than everybody else, this is it. And so we really put our money where our mouth is with the financial commitment. And we're proud to boast that we actually spend more money per person on food than any cruise line in the world. And so if you wanted to distill down and sum up the Oceania Cruises experience into their very basic elements, it's these three building blocks that the company's been built on. A comfortable experience aboard intimate and luxurious ships, visiting fascinating destinations all over the world, all while enjoying the finest cuisine at sea. If you had the chance to attend any of our seminars last year, our theme was really about having a strong purpose. And we explored what our why is at Oceania Cruises, and we challenged our travel partners to re-examining their own personal businesses and examine exactly what their why is. But as a refresher, we really do believe that travel has the ability to enrich people's lives, and that's really what drives all of our innovation. Another strong philosophy that we have here at Oceania Cruises is the principle of Kaizen, which comes to us from Japanese culture, but that's a commitment to constant improvement. And so while we're not trying to reinvent the wheel, we are always looking at refining the experience, tweaking things here and there to make it better for our guests. And so throughout the presentation today, I'll be highlighting some of those Kaizen moments that we've had and some new things that your clients and our guests can look forward to on their next Oceania cruise. So let's get started by talking about the fleet itself. So I already mentioned that our ships are intimate and luxurious. We actually operate two different classes of ships. The first being our Regatta Class, and we have 4 ships that are part of that class of vessel, and then we have our Oceania Class ships, and we have 2 of those. We'll talk about those a little bit more, but when you look at the fleet overall, it was really designed for the Oceania guest. We're not one of those cruise lines that's here to tell you, hey, I've got something for everybody. Send all your clients our way. We will have an experience for them. That's not really the case. We know who our guests are. We are really targeting those 55 and over clients, the baby boomers, people that are retired or soon to be retired, people that have the time to really explore, to really immerse themselves in the destinations that we're visiting. So when you look at the ships, it's all built and designed for the comfort of that subset of individual. The ships are also built to help us with our brand positioning. This is a really important concept for our travel partners to grasp. If you're looking to increase your Oceania sales, grow your business with us, it's very important to understand that we offer an upper premium experience. This is supposed to be a stepping stone, really a step up from the premium cruise lines, but without the price tag that comes with most luxury cruise experiences. So this is a luxury cruise at a premium price. And that's really how we would prefer that you present this product to your clients. So looking at the Regatta Class, these are the smaller of the 2 classes of ships with a capacity for 684 guests, which is, in my opinion, the perfect size of ship. I call it the Goldilocks ship. It's not too big, it's not too small, it's just right. And as I said before, all of our ships were designed with the concept of comfort in mind. And so we work with home designers like Ralph Lauren Home, Dakota Jackson, and what you'll find is that the quality of furnishings are the same types of quality that you would find in private luxurious homes. Very intimate experience, very comfortable. You get to know the staff gets to know you, you get to know your fellow cruisers. It's a very enjoyable experience. Not a lot of the hoopla that you'll find on some of the larger cruise ships that are out there. We don't have any water slides, rock walls, zip lines, no conga lines. So really much more of a subdued experience on board our ships. But again, you're on vacation. We want you to relax, be comfortable, and enjoy yourself. So looking now to the Oceania Class, these were actually the first ships that Oceania had the opportunity to build from scratch. And so a lot went into the design, again, based primarily on the feedback that we had received from our guests. What they loved about the R-Class ships was introduced with the O-Class ships. And certain things that maybe they thought could be improved, we made those improvements when we built the ships. And so one of the big things is that there's a lot more space on these ships. So twice the size with a capacity for 1,250 guests. But we also increased the size of every single stateroom and suite category. We introduced 2 additional restaurants, our hands-on cooking school, as well as our artist loft enrichment center. So a few more bells and whistles. But starting at the top, you'll notice right away, again, just the sheer amount of space that you'll find in a lot of these accommodations. The owner's suite actually is 2,000 square feet. It takes up the entire beam of the ship from port to starboard. And again, this suite was fully furnished by Ralph Lauren Home. Penthouse suite, I showed you a picture of the penthouse on the R-Class ships, about 100 square feet larger on the Oceania ships at 420 square foot. Everything also in a penthouse category on up does come with complimentary butler service as well as a host of amenities. The amenities really begin with our concierge level verandas. These are veranda staterooms, 282 square feet, but they're located on a higher deck, and as I said, they come with a whole host of amenities, including 2 new ones that we just launched in 2018, including complimentary laundry service. So on a 10-night voyage, guests in concierge level staterooms and above get complimentary laundry service for up to 60 garments. We also introduced free room service with the full grand dining room menu for lunch and dinner for everybody in a concierge stateroom on up. So those were the 2 new enhancements, a couple of Kaizen moments that we had to start 2018, but there's a ton of other amenities as well. Priority embarkation, priority restaurant reservation, priority shore excursion reservation, priority luggage delivery, priority disembarkation, and the list goes on and on. A complimentary bottle of champagne, access to the concierge lounge. So that's a great opportunity for you to increase your commission, upsell your clients into the concierge level by leveraging and showing the value of those extra amenities. Looking around the ships themselves, similar to the R-Class ship, we again designed these to be very comfortable without a lot of the extra things that guests aren't really that interested in that are included on some of the mass market lines. Again, no water slides and things like that, but plenty of lounges, plenty of places to stay active on our pool deck or our sports deck, where we do have paddle tennis, a 18-hole putting green, bocce, croquet, ping pong. Again, lots of things to stay active. Horizons is a great place to grab a cocktail at night, but one of the real highlights that happens in Horizons is our afternoon tea. Every day at 4 p.m. we serve high tea, where our staff takes around all the trolleys with all kinds of little goodies. It's really a popular thing that happens on board our ships, and I've even heard of guests coming back, leaving shore excursions early, just so they wouldn't miss high tea in Horizons. Another thing to notice on board all of the Oceania ships is just the fabulous art collection that we have. All of the pieces were hand-selected and curated by our company's CEO and founders, Frank Del Rio and Bob Bender, but some really amazing pieces, Picassos, Monets. I've actually hosted museum curators on board our ships because they wanted to come and look at our collection to get ideas for their gallery. And we offer art tours for our guests. You can visit the reception center and get a little iPod and then walk around the ship and hear commentary from all of the different artists about the pieces that we have showcased on board the ships. But really an amazing art collection. If you're into that, get on board as soon as you can to take a look. Also, one of the enhancements on the O-Class ships, a Kaizen moment, was we built La Reserve by Wine Spectator. This is our wine venue where for the past 6 years we've been doing 7-course wine pairing dinners. So this is only on Marina and Riviera, but guests have the opportunity for a really nice intimate dinner experience with up to only 24 guests at a time. 7-course meal prepared by our chefs, who also work with the sommeliers from Wine Spectator magazine to select 7 vintages to go along with that meal. And so that's a really popular experience that we have available. But we did notice that during the day, that space tended to be a little bit underutilized. So for 2018, we actually made another enhancement and introduced the wine bar. Give me just a second. My headset battery is about to die. Okay, sorry about that. But like I said, the wine bar at La Reserve is now a complimentary experience that we're offering in the afternoons. So when our guests get back from their shore excursions, they can swing by the wine bar to try local wines that we've picked up in port, and tapas to go along with those wines. There's no charge for this. It's just another enhancement that we've made to offer our guests a little bit more activity during the afternoon on the pool deck at Wine Bar. So looking at some of the other onboard experiences that we have for guest enrichment, a big announcement that we made to start the year is that internet, the Wi-Fi services are now complimentary on board all of our ships. It's an enhanced internet provider that we just partnered with called WaveNet for our high-speed internet services, complimentary. And we also have a streaming service that guests can opt in for. It's an extra charge of $10 a day, but that's going to be the fastest internet connection available on board and will allow guests to do streaming services such as Netflix, Hulu, and things like that. Another big enhancement and a real theme for 2018 is our commitment to a healthy lifestyle. We've had a partnership with Canyon Ranch Spa since the beginning of our company. They've been a great partner of ours, operating the spa on board the entire fleet. And that partnership has really expanded over the years. The first thing that we did was to introduce Canyon Ranch Spa cuisine in our grand dining room and terrace cafe. And to start 2018, we're now offering complimentary fitness classes at the fitness center by Canyon Ranch. So your yoga, Pilates, all of those classes, guests can now enjoy without paying an extra surcharge. So very excited that guests can now continue their exercise regime even while on vacation. Another big announcement in regards to the healthy lifestyle was the launch of our new vegan menu. Very proud to say that we can boast the largest vegan menu at sea with over 250 plant-based menu selections throughout all of our restaurants. We actually won an award from PETA for these efforts, so we're very excited about that. And really, any dietary restrictions that your guests might have, Oceania Cruises can accommodate those better than any other cruise line, whether it's gluten-free, kosher, vegan, you name it. We just need to know in advance so that we can work with our chefs to make sure that they are prepared to create some fabulous meals for your clients without disrupting any of their dietary restrictions. The other thing that just spawned from our partnership with Canyon Ranch is that partnership now extends to our shoreside experience as well. So we have a whole new series of shore excursions with a wellness theme inspired by Canyon Ranch. Think yoga in Monte Carlo Bay or Tai Chi on a Majorcan beach. So if you haven't already, take a look at our website and browse through some of the new wellness tours that we are offering. Last but not least, when you're looking at the onboard enrichment activities available, I would be remiss not to mention the first ever hands-on cooking school that was launched with Marina back in 2011, followed by Riviera in 2012. Having formed this reputation and being known as the cruise line for foodies, when we built these two ships, we wanted to do something to really take that experience to the next level. So now, not only do you get to eat and enjoy the finest cuisine at sea on board our ships, but you can take a class in the Culinary Center, learn from our instructor chefs the skills, the techniques, and the recipes that they use to create the finest cuisine at sea, and be able to take that home to your friends and family. So that program, like I said, launched in 2011, and again, has really just exploded into all kinds of different directions. So shortly after we began doing the onboard cooking classes, we started launching our culinary discovery tours, where again, that experience extends now to the shoreside experience. So with a culinary discovery tour, your clients can actually enjoy a shore excursion led by a chef instead of a tour guide. And they get that, firsthand personalized experience of going to the market with the chef, shopping, learning about the local cuisine firsthand, and then coming back on board the ship, doing a cooking class and learning how to cook those amazing things themselves. So it really ties in the destination experience as well as our culinary experience, and our guests absolutely love it. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the food. Like I said, we are known as the cruise line for serious foodies, and the investment matches that reputation. We spend more money per person on food than any cruise line in the world. And when you look at that investment, you can really break it down to three elements. The first and it's a saying that our master chef, Jacques Pepin, has, and that is that you can be the best chef in the world, but if you have a lousy tomato, there's nothing you can do with it. So if you're going to create the finest cuisine at sea, the first step is procuring only the finest ingredients, all the way down to the most mundane of things. In fact, we have a special flour that we import from France. It comes from the Planchot flour mill called Véronne flour. It's actually resistant to humidity, so you can use it all over the world. We have a special butter, a special yeast strain, all imported from France. We bake all of our breads and pastries fresh every single morning. We have a fresh fish program, so we're procuring local fresh fish throughout each voyage. We only use Iberico ham products. I could go on and on and on. 28-day dry-aged USDA prime beef. But it has to start there. If you're going to create the best food, you got to have the best building blocks. Once that's established, then it's important to have the best culinary team. And like I said, our executive culinary director, master chef Jacques Pepin, very involved in everything that we do. Unlike some cruise lines that partner with celebrity chefs, this is not just a name that we are licensing. He's very involved in everything that we do. In fact, Jacques actually hosts a sailing every year himself. So you can tell your clients they can have the opportunity to go on a cruise with Master Chef Jacques Pepin. His daughter Claudine is the godmother of our newest ship, Serena. She also hosts a sailing every single year. Jacques' personal artwork is featured on board our ships. And even on Marina, when we built Jacques' Bistro, Jacques' very first namesake restaurant, the flooring that we used in that restaurant is actually reclaimed wood from an old barn on the property in France where Jacques grew up. So Jacques is so involved in our company, he's actually built into the ships themselves. So we're really lucky to have that gentleman overseeing the department, and he's done a fabulous job recruiting the best team in the industry. And then the third and final component of our investment into the culinary experience is the galleys themselves. These are Michelin star quality galleys. And unlike most cruise ships, we even went so far as to build a separate galley for every single restaurant on the ship so that we could cook a la minute, fresh to order, just like a shoreside restaurant would. And so that altogether adds up to the finest cuisine at sea. So looking at some of these specialty restaurants that your clients can enjoy, one of the most popular on board Marina, Riviera, and Serena is Red Ginger, our Asian fusion restaurant. Also the grand dining room serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, very elegant setting, as you can see there in the pictures. And then there you go. There's a picture of Jacques' Bistro right there. If you look at that flooring, that's what I was referring to. The artwork that hangs on the walls is actually Jacques' personal artwork, because in addition to being a master chef, he's also a very acclaimed artist as well. Toscana is our Italian-themed restaurant. One of my favorite things about Toscana is at the beginning of your meal, they wheel over a large cart with all types of different olive oils and balsamic vinegars that you get to choose from to create a nice little dipping sauce for all of those fresh baked breads. Really, really nice Italian restaurant, Toscana. The American-style steakhouse, Polo Grill, very classic steakhouse, as I said, serving 28-day dry-aged USDA prime beef, as well as some fabulous seafood selections, my favorite being the whole Maine lobster. And then Tuscan Steak is a unique venue to the Serena. When we were launching that ship, we wanted to introduce a new concept as well as bring Red Ginger onto one of the R-Class ships. And so we took Polo Grill and Toscana and really combined them into one restaurant with all of the favorite selections from either of those restaurants on one menu called Tuscan Steak. All right, so now that I'm hungry and ready to go eat some lunch, let's talk a little bit about the destinations themselves. As far as where Oceania Cruises sails in the world, it's really easier to think about where we do not sail. Our ships are rotating the globe seasonally. I like to think about it as they are following the good weather. So really, during the Northern Hemisphere's summer months, we are sailing throughout Alaska, the Mediterranean, Northern Europe, the Baltic, and then in the wintertime, we head south for South America, Africa, Asia, the South Pacific, Australia, New Zealand. The only places we are currently not visiting are Antarctica, the Northwest Passage, and the Galapagos Islands. So basically, the three destinations that you need an expedition ship to visit, we're not going there. But everywhere else, we've got an itinerary for your guests. And beyond just the itineraries that we offer on our voyages, I would also encourage you to take a look at some of the land experiences that we have, either pre or post cruise, or even overland trips throughout or during a sailing itself. So just a couple to highlight. Some of our sailings leaving out of Venice offer a pre-cruise Swiss treasures and Italian pleasures experience, taking you through the Swiss Alps, Lake Como, ending up in Venice to begin your cruise. One of the newest land experiences that we were very excited to launch at the beginning of this year was our Himalayan kingdoms of Nepal and Bhutan, a 6-day, 5-night experience to visit some of the most exotic locales in the world, Kathmandu, and being able to see Mount Everest, not the types of experiences people would think about in association with a cruise itself. So take a look at the Himalayan kingdoms of Nepal and Bhutan land experience. And one that really is our bread and butter, the food and wine experience throughout Tuscany. You can't go wrong there, eating fresh truffles and drinking some of the best wines available in the world. So last but not least, to finish things off with today's webinar, I wanted to take you through the value proposition that we offer, because while you can enjoy the greatest food, see the most amazing destinations, travel as comfortably as possible, at the end of the day, it all has to make sense dollars-wise, right? So we've got a great value proposition that I think is going to be very appealing to your clients. If you think back to our brand positioning, as far as being an upper premium experience, what we're really trying to do is offer a luxury cruise at a premium price. So how do we do that? Well, to start with, you have to look at what are the basics, what are the always included types of amenities that are not found on most premium cruise lines. So what differentiates us from, let's say, a Holland America cruise? Well, for starters, always included, whether you're booking a promotion or bare bones cruise only pricing, we always include free internet service, complimentary specialty dining. You will never pay a surcharge to eat at any of our specialty restaurants. All of the non-alcoholic beverages, including specialty coffee, teas, juices, bottled waters, always included. And then shuttle service to the city centers from our ports of call. So everywhere that we're logistically able to offer shuttle service, we do. If you're not on a shore excursion and you just want to head into town on your own, you're not going to have to worry about flagging down a taxi or calling an Uber. We're going to have complimentary shuttle buses running all day long. So those are the standard inclusions that are always included when you book an Oceania cruise. In addition to those, your clients have the option of taking advantage of our O-Life Choice promotion. With O-Life Choice, a slightly higher price point, but you get to either choose a free beverage package for alcoholic beverages, a free shore excursion package to take advantage of some of our amazing shore excursions at no additional cost, or you can just take an equivalent valued ship or credit to use, mix and match however you like. So when it comes to O-Life Choice, you pay a little bit more, but you get twice as much added in onboard value. For those of you that are part of travel agency consortia, you take it a step further with our OCAP exclusives. So each of our travel consortia partners, whether that be Virtuoso, Signature, American Express, so on and so forth, you all have your own unique list of sailings that you can offer prepaid gratuities as an additional amenity that is combinable with O-Life Choice and the standard inclusions. So with standard inclusions, O-Life Choice, as well as your OCAP exclusives, add it all together, and at the end of the day, what you're able to offer is what we would call absolute value. Unlike most luxury cruise lines that tell you they have an all-inclusive experience, which is great, but what if clients don't want everything that they're included? That's where Oceania Cruises comes in and offers choice. Pick and choose what you want included. Don't pay for the things that you don't want. It doesn't make sense for your clients to pay for an all-inclusive cruise if they don't drink, because they're paying for those drinks whether they enjoy them or not. It doesn't make sense for your clients to pay for an all-inclusive cruise that includes shore excursions if they want to do private tours, right? So give your guests the option In my opinion, that's the biggest luxury that you can offer is choice, the ability to tailor make the experience exactly to their needs so that they get the best value. And so when you're able to do that, you get to be the vacation superhero. And that's what we're all out here to help you do. So in addition, I'm not able to tell you everything there is to know about Oceania Cruises. I would encourage you to continue your education by visiting our website and taking our sales specialist course. It's a tiered program. You can save your progress. You don't have to do it all at one time. So you can do a little bit here, a little bit there. But this is going to give you the baseline information, all the ins and outs that you need to know to be able to answer your guests' questions, to hopefully be able to introduce them to the Oceania experience. I promise you, once you get them to sail with us once, they will come back again and again and again. So please visit our website, take our sales specialist course. It is worth your while, not just because of the fantastic knowledge that you'll gain, but once you complete the course, there are some goodies that we will send your way, bonus commission, shipboard credits to add to bookings, all things like that. Also, I would encourage you to take a look at our marketing portal, also available on our website. Once you log in as a travel agent, you'll have access to the marketing portal where you can find, just ordering brochures, sending them to your clients, as well as all of our customizable marketing materials. So customizable flyers, banner ads for your website, email templates, even ready-to-go social media posts for those of you that are active on social media. But it's all right there at your fingertips. Just log in, play around on the marketing portal. If you ever have any questions, just contact our Sales Resource Center, and we can help out by helping you build any of those custom marketing pieces that you might need. And with that said, Karen, we can go ahead and answer anybody's questions.
All right. Thank you so much for such an informative webinar. Looks like we don't have that many questions that have come in. Looks like our first one is going to be, you said you handle special needs dining, such as gluten-free, better than any other cruise line. Please provide details on how you are different, or provide a contact that they can use to get such details.
Sure. So, there's a lot of different dietary restrictions that are out there. What I found is that with other cruise lines, they're able to accommodate those things, but not the way that maybe one might expect for a luxury cruise experience, right? What I'm thinking about, for instance, when it comes to kosher meals, most cruise lines are offering pre-packaged frozen meals that are reheated. We have a nice kosher program. We work with a third party. We are able to procure all the kosher items, as well as kosher china and silverware, and actually present it in a much nicer way. Same thing with the gluten-free. We're not pre-ordering gluten-free pre-packaged meals that we're reheating for guests. We're actually cooking to order gluten-free different menu selections. So it's just taken a step further. And when you do have clients that have special needs like that, you would just be working through our reservations department. They would be your primary point of contact, and they'll liaise with our special services department, who handles all of the special requests.
I know that you did just give us some really good contacts there, but by chance, would you happen to know off the top of your head how many special needs rooms there are?
So as far as accessible rooms, I don't know off the top of my head exactly how many there are. More of them on the O-class ships just because they're larger vessels, but it is limited. When we have guests that need those rooms, we do require, a doctor's orders that say that the rooms are needed. That way we don't put guests in there that maybe don't need the extra stuff that's included in those. So we try to keep them available for guests that actually need them if possible.
Thank you. Which are the two largest ships, and what is the square footage of the smallest cabin?
So Marina and Riviera are the two larger vessels. Like I said, they had a capacity for 1,250 guests. at 60,000 tons versus the R class with a capacity for 684 guests and a 30,000 gross registered tonnage. The smallest room on the O class ships, I believe, is 182 square feet, and that's the inside cabin.
All right. Thank you so much, Joe. It looks like that is the end of our questions that we have. Again, thank you so much for such an informative webinar and for taking the time out of your day to join us, as well as to all of our agents who were able to do the same. This webinar was recorded and it will be available on our NACSA YouTube channel, as I had previously said, by early next week. And again, thank you to Joe and Oceania. We greatly appreciate it.
My pleasure, and thank you all. And if you need anything at all, please don't hesitate to contact us. That's what we're here to do. Our success depends upon your success.
Have a great evening, everyone.
Bye.